Yo, what is up guys, Crazy Games here, welcome back to a brand new video on the channel, and today we're doing an unscripted video about BLEACH Rebirth of Souls, my impressions of it so far after 2 days, or 3 days, I forget. So before I get into that, I just want to talk about this thing that I think is going to hurt the game, and if people stop talking about it, it might get better. But the way people are talking about it, like any other arena fighter, or the way people talk about arena fighters in general is really annoying to me, because everyone says they play the same, but that's just not true. Naruto does not play like Dragon Ball does not play like Naruto. And those don't play like the generic jump crossover arena fighters. Those don't play like Gundam Versus, or, whatever. Like, there are bad arena fighters that just don't play good, or that copy something else without understanding what the thing is, like JJK copying Gundam Versus. And those are the bad ones. But we gotta stop acting like we have to segregate arena fighters from like the fighting community or whatever, just because they're easy and simple to play and they don't require intense inputs. They all have something that makes them unique from each other, in a similar way to all 2D fighters not playing the same, or Virtua Fighter and Soul Calibur not playing similar to Tekken or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, it's the same thing as that. Just because they're in the same type of genre doesn't mean anything. And I wish people would understand that. Like, I would say BLEACH Rebirth of Souls is an arena fighter, or maybe a 3D fighter, one of the two. But it doesn't play like Naruto Storm, it doesn't play like Tekken, it doesn't play like Soul Calibur. It might have some similar elements to those, but it's not like those. Same like Dragon Ball is not the same as Naruto Storm. There's like beam struggling, there's beaming into combos, there's the up and down flying around mechanic, which adds a lot. Like, people are gonna act like it doesn't, but it adds a lot to differentiate it from Naruto, So it's like, I don't know. I need people to stop pretending like these are like some like evil thing or some stain on the earth or whatever. There's a reason why they make them, just because they sell. People like how they play. I'm sorry, they do. They each have their own communities too, especially Naruto. Like, Naruto has like a big community. If you're fighting a person, just, relax. It's okay. It's okay people play these games, and people want to see them on the big screen or whatever, at EVO or whatever. It's fine. It's okay. On to the game itself. BLEACH Rebirth of Souls, I think, feels fantastic. Now, there are some issues with it. For one, the thing that don't bother me but might bother you, or that does bother others, let's go over them. So there is an input delay that's built into the game that is, I think, kinda high compared to like a lot of other games that people want to be lowered, which is fair, especially when you're online, because when you're online, bro, oh my gosh, the way you have to commit to stuff and how sometimes the game will eat your inputs online is crazy. And maybe it's because I'm using a wireless controller on PS5 that it eats my inputs. I don't know for sure, but it's really like annoying. Even though I love this game and how it feels, that's my biggest issue with it right now, is how the online netcode is not good. But yeah, there's that. Some characters, I think, because of this built-in delay, like Yamamoto and Nell, their inputs get eaten offline and online, and I don't know what the issue with that is. If someone could tell me why they're like that, that'd be great. That's why I don't really play those two specifically right now, because I'm waiting for them to get patched. Things that need to be patched in, now they bring up patches by the way, are ranked mode, bigger lobbies, and spectating, because those things are missing and it's kind of driving me insane. Now, I don't think a game live or dies by ranked mode, but a game does live or die by having your free match lobbies that you create having bigger rooms. Now, they have to have bigger rooms, and spectating. You cannot host online tournaments or anything when you have small lobbies and no spectating. You can't do that. And there's already people who said they want to do tournaments for this game, but we can't because there's no spectating, so everyone would have to stream their matches. Everyone can do that. And I don't know why Namco Bandai allowed it to launch like this. And I'm blaming them because they're the publisher. Because they did the similar thing with Naruto Storm Connections. It's them. I think they just rushed it out to get their earnings report looking good when the fiscal year ends in a couple weeks. So I think that's what the thing is for them, and that's why they did that. It's really crazy that this is the second time they've done this, and I really need them to stop. It's like ridiculous. So hopefully those things get patched in. That'll be fantastic, and I hope they can do it quickly, because I want this game to have a life. I want this game to live because it's very, very good. Speaking of the game itself, again, I just went over that. I want to get that out of the way. It is very interesting because I have to get used to it. When I first played it, I didn't touch online, I didn't touch story mode, I didn't touch anything until I understand how this game felt. And it's a weird 3D/2D fighter. It's really strange and hard to get used to. Once you get used to it, it feels really good, but you have to commit to all your animations, and there's a lot of stuff like you cannot block after a combo string right away, so you're left open. So you have to get used to that as soon as your combo finishes, you will always be having a few opening seconds to either get hit with a breaker or hit with an attack so you can get into the combo. So you gotta be careful about that. And you can stop your combos midway, so you can just stop hitting the buttons and thus you will not finish your combo. And you can go into your blocking quickly, which is really good. But if you finish a full combo, well, bro. And if you whiff, Whoa, bro. So you gotta be careful about that, which I really do like. I get why people don't like it, but I like it myself. So you have to really careful how you play. And the weapons triangle or the rock paper scissors element, I think is really good, but I've seen people say that it's not very good because how breaker works, and I haven't really had issues with the breaker myself, so I don't really know. But yeah, also using breaker to get out of attacks is pretty good. But we cannot. I don't think you can get out of your keycon moves or whatever, or like out of keycons when they hit you with that. I think you have to use reverse. So I do like how the game plays. I like how it's mechanically. I think it's pretty fun. I do get what some of the issues are, but I wouldn't really like say like, oh, don't buy the game because it feels weird or whatever. Once you get used to it, it's really good. If you don't vibe with it, then it's fine. But you know, but what I really do think is a massive great thing is the fantastic story mode. Now it's not like a beautiful looking story mode, and definitely is like they chose being super faithful to Bleach over going crazy with the presentation, which I think is fine because you're basically watching full episodes of Bleach when you're playing this story mode, which is really cool. The thing is, because of that, these cutscenes are very long. They're very long cutscenes. I don't mind it myself, but I see why people skip them. But once the game does a moment like the one you expect really great, like Byakuya versus Ichigo, you're hyped. You're hyped, excited. So I think the story mode is great. I beat Soul Society, and I'm going to start Wakamundo today or tomorrow, so we'll see. But I'm really enjoying it so far. One thing I do have an issue with single player wise is the mission mode. I do think it's kind of weak because it's a 3-level survival mode, and the survival almost gets stronger with each level, but it's hard to figure out how to unlock the other survival modes. But also I think it's just kind of boring, and I wish they just had an arcade mode, or they had both, an arcade mode and a survival mode. So I hope they maybe patch in an arcade mode or something, you know, to give the offline more to it, because I think people love arcade modes. I'm one of the people who love arcade modes. I think they're really fun. Maybe have some, you know, art at the end of them that you can use as a play or something like that. I think that'd be really cool. So would I recommend this game? Yeah, I would recommend it, but I think I would say get it at $40, not get it at full price. I got it for 40, so get it at 40. I would not say get it for 60. At least it's not 70. But there's some issues here that I hope they patch, and when they patch it, I think that's when you should go out and buy it. So yeah, BLEACH Rebirth of Souls, definitely recommend. I don't think it's bad, but I definitely think it needs to be improved. If you're looking for a Bleach game after 14 years, you're not gonna be disappointed, I think. But if you're like looking for like something like a dense fighting game or a dense arena fighter, I don't know really. But I think the community will be strong once we get ranked in better lobbies. So definitely maybe wait for those. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and peace for the games, everybody.